Alright, well, I'm not really sure how this is gonna go, but I thought I would try it because, I don't know, I felt like it was important. So, basically, the idea is that the reason why I haven't been posting anything the past month or so is really just because of my computer. It started when I first got Skyrim. I thought that it wasn't going to be a problem. I thought that maybe it was just something wrong with the game and that it would need to be patched or something like that. But what would happen was, after a certain amount of time playing very smoothly on settings like Ultra, it would just stop. And I don't mean crashing to a desktop. I mean like the computer would just completely turn off. There would be no signs of it previously, and after I turned it on the computer, there was never any problem. I could go back to playing right away, and the same thing wouldn't happen right away. It would last another like half an hour or so. At first, it was slightly predictable, and then it started to get shorter. Like the time that I could play would become shorter, and so I realized that it was a problem, and so I turned down the graphics, thinking that was the problem. That maybe it just couldn't take the amount of graphics, but it really didn't seem like that was the problem, because, well, first of all of my graphics settings, like my components for the computer, they're above the recommended amount, so I didn't think that made sense, especially since it was able to run so smoothly before these crashes occurred. But I did it anyway. I lowered the settings, and it probably made some of my videos less nice to watch, because they probably didn't show how good some of these mods can really be. But, I had to do what it takes, because, I don't want to just settle for having this game spontaneously crash. So I continued with my blog for a very long time when I probably shouldn't have, because I eventually found out that the reason why this was crashing was due to overheating, and it continued doing this even though I was lowering the settings, so it must have been permanently damaged, which was pretty bad. So I decided that in order to continue playing, that the best option would be to get some kind of external cooling fan, which I did. I have my computer propped up onto it right now. I run it every time I turn on my computer, even if I'm not playing Skyrim, just because I'm afraid that it's going to get further damaged if I don't. And so for a while, I was able to use this cooling fan while playing Skyrim, and it wasn't a big deal at all. And it ran fine. And so recently, I started trying to play for longer amounts of time, doing more than just recording these blog posts, actually playing the game, and that's when I began to notice these crashes more. The most recent amount of time where I decided that I just had to stop, I was just playing for like 5 minutes, and yeah, the computer turned off, and I turned it back on, and everything was fine. But obviously, it's gotten to the point where it's getting worse and worse, which is not a good sign, and means that I should probably quit while I'm ahead, and so that I can just save my computer, because everything other than Skyrim is still working. And yeah, I'm hoping to eventually, probably within the next month or so, go ahead and buy a desktop, because Skyrim is kind of my main hobby. Like all the Elder Scrolls games. I mean, if you followed my previous blog, you know that this is kind of what I do for fun. I either review mods, or I help people make them, or I make them myself. And without this, I'm really bored, which is probably why I'm making this video, right? Because I just have nothing better to do with my time, when I'm not working and everything. So there's that. I would love to have recommendations on what people think I should do in terms of getting a desktop. I've been talking to a couple of friends that do have gaming PCs, and it sounds like you can get a really nice desktop for like half the money that you would be paying for a really good laptop. I don't know whether that's actually true. Those are probably exaggerations, but it would be nice to know it's out there, and I would love to hear what anybody thinks, because I'm hoping that I can get a desktop and it will run at least as well as this was running before the crashes started occurring. Like, I want to be able to go on Ultra, and I want to be able to run smoothly, and I want to be able to review the best mods out there, because by not showing all of these incredible graphics replacers and everything, I'm I'm denying the community of what I wish I could actually be playing on my game. So there's that. I don't really have too much else to add other than I really hope that I can get back into my blog as soon as possible, and I just love all the continued support that people have been giving me as I'm going through it. Continue giving me any kind of suggestions for what I should review in the future. I'm going to keep up with the forums and everything so that I know what's coming up and know what to keep my eye on for what I'm going to start talking about in the future. I had a couple already planned, but I couldn't film them. I could install them, but I mean, So yeah, be looking forward to that whenever I get around to actually ordering this computer. I'll probably start up again in May. But yeah, that's about it. This was probably a lot longer than it needed to be. I could have probably just written all of this onto my post, but I decided that I would do this. That's another thing. I might actually invest in like a real microphone and start talking during my videos for the blogs. But I'm not entirely sure about that. But it would be nice, and then I would probably also contribute to voice recording and stuff like that for actual mods, because yeah, I don't know. That's always something that I wanted to do, and I've done some voice stuff in the past with singing, and I would love to try voice acting just for the sake of doing it. So any comments, questions, concerns, just comment on YouTube or comment on my blog or find the thread in the forums, and I'm pretty quick to responding. So thanks everybody, and wish me luck.